Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my Creative Time with Emma, and also welcome to another Inspiration Wednesday. For today, my inspiration was actually a card I had made. It was the little shaker card. God, I thought I had it in front of me. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. It's this card that I had made during the release. I had lots and lots of questions on how to create this, so I figured I would go ahead and recreate it for you, but I'm not going to do the exact same thing. It's going to be the exact same concept, but I'm using different dies. I'm going to make it a Halloween, since Halloween is literally on Friday. So basically everything I'm going to do is what you would do with these dies, okay? So the first thing, what you want to do, there's going to be several. Like I said, you're going to cut out, you definitely don't, I don't think you want to mass produce this one, because there are definitely some steps to this. Okay, to get your frame first, which is, the outer part right here, what you want to do is, I'm using my bunch of circle dies. Unfortunately, it seems like when I made this card, I had tons of these in stock, and they all went over the weekend. So I should be getting them back. I believe on November 8th I'll have them back in stock. So I apologize for using something I don't have, but everybody's been asking how to do this, so I figured I'd show you today. So what you want to do is take the outer edge of this die set, take the biggest, the biggest circle, and then what you want to do is, and I know this paper's probably let's just grab a piece of paper that we can set an example. Okay, so what you want to do is, I use my magnetic one in my Vagabond, but you could just use a regular one. You could just use whatever you have, and I like the magnetic one because they do stick, you know what I'm saying, they do stay in place. And if you don't have a magnetic one, all you have to do is use some washi tape or some painter's tape, whatever you have on hand to hold it together, okay? So you're going to make sure you put it like this, and then you're going to run it through your machine, and then this will come out, okay, just the outer edge. So now you have that piece, and then now you want to cut two pieces, one in clear acetate and one that you're going to use as your background. So that's when you remove, don't use this one anymore, you're just going to use this one only, and you're going to run it through with the clear acetate in whatever color you want for the background, okay? Now for the actual card, okay, I'm going to show you what I did. What I did was I took a piece of cardstock that was, let's see, so you could just cut like a 5, let's just say you're safe by doing a 5x5 card. So basically it's going to be like a let's see, 10 inches across so it's going to be, it's going to be 10 by 5, okay? So what you want to do is just get a plain piece of cardstock, score it, okay, and then you're going to take this, and then when you run it through your machine, you see how it's open right there? So when you place this onto your plates, you're going to leave that much up. That's going to be overlapping, okay? Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that okay. So you're going to overlap it like that. I wouldn't do it like this because you're going to have a hard time standing it up. So always just make sure when you overlap it, there's two sticking up like that, okay? Okay, so those are going to be all of your pieces. And then when you do that, it's going to come out like this, or you're going to have the fold. I know it looks funny right now, but once we do all of our layers on top, nobody's even going to see that, okay? So let's go ahead and put this together really quickly. So now what we're going to do first, we're going to put this part together. So before we do that, what I'm going to do is put some glue on the outer edge, because that's where we're going to glue our clear acetate, okay? But before you do that, you might want to get, I use a dryer sheet. Let me use this to put it on, because there's some dust on my thing here. I just use a clear acetate. I just use a dryer sheet and kind of just go over it. And I actually do it on both sides because sometimes I forget which side I'm putting down since it is clear. Just like so, okay? And then what you want to do is put this on. This is going to go on to your frame. Now what I did, since my black glitter paper is so thin, I kind of layered it on top of some orange cardstock that's just a little bit stronger, okay? So I'm just going to use my little multi-matte medium adhesive here. Oopsie. Now you could use some like score tape or whatever you think would hold the vellum. This is what I use, and it actually worked for that other card. Okay, so now I'm going to put this down like so. And let me just pick it up to make sure it's getting on there evenly, which it is. And if it isn't perfect, it's okay, because remember that layer is clear, okay? Alright, so that is that. Alrighty. So now what I'm going to do, which I kind of messed up to be honest with you, because what I usually do is take the background, I put it underneath and I trace it, but since I already put my my glue down on here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the actual die itself. Let me grab it. I'm going to get the actual die, and then I'm going to trace it like that. Trace it on the inside. This way I could see where I'm placing all my little seam that I have here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just make a circle on the inside. Just like so. Then I'll erase that, you know, when I'm done. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I am using the Wicked Fun dies here. That's the one I'm going to be using for this. So I already cut out the little feet. And then I'm going to stamp this, which is Have a Happy, and I have the word die Halloween out already. And then I'm going to stamp this on Stays On because I accidentally cut out my what do you call it, the glossy paper from Stampin' Up. I accidentally cut that out. I was trying to do the regular one, but that's why I have to do this in Stays On ink to make sure it stays on. So let me go ahead and just make sure it's inked up really good. Okay, then I'm just going to stamp it like so. Now, it's kind of not tricky, but sometimes stamping on glossy paper can be a little pain sometimes, but it actually looks like it came out pretty good. So that's that. And then I just kind of wanted to put that there because that's where I wanted my guide and where to put my what do you call these things right here, the pop dots. And I really want to use these because they are higher, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough to go all the way around, to be honest with you. Let's see. Well, these look like they could be the same. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just experiment here. I don't know why I'm experimenting with them, I'm trying to show you, but this should do. So what I'm going to do is just, what you want to do is make sure you get these pop dots all around. You don't want to leave any spaces, but I'm just kind of doing every other one right now so I could fill in with the other, you know, with the other size. Not the other size, the other one, because I don't have the exact same pop dots. You could totally use this right here and just cut it in strips, and that was probably much quicker. But I want mine just a little bit higher this time. Just because, I don't know why, but that's what I wanted. So I'm just going to go ahead. So basically, I'm just going to continue putting these around the card like so. Okie dokie, this was the question I had almost from everybody. Where do we put the pop dots? That's where we put the pop dots, okay? So before we put everything else on here, we're going to go ahead and adhere everything down. I don't want to put this too far down because we're going to put some sequins. I want to put some sequins at the bottom, some purple sequins at the bottom. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and use this adhesive right here. This is like a really teeny bottle. I wish they would make it bigger. But let me tell you, this lasts like forever. Okay, so I am, oh, you know what? Actually, I better make sure this fits. This is going to go somewhere right there. Let's put this as far up as we can. Since this is glossy paper, it's a little slippery. So I have to hold it down just, oopsie, just a tad. Okie dokie. Okay, there we go. And at this time I'm going to make sure all of my glue dries. That kind of seeps out a little bit, because that's what happened the first time when I put it on here. I didn't let all the glue dry completely. So that was my bad as well on that. So let me get my little tweezers. We're going to put this guy right there. We're just going to glue some little bats in the background just so it won't be so plain. And this sticks really well. You don't have to put too much of the little adhesive on here. So we'll put that one right there. Okay, and then I want to put, you know what, actually let's put this baby one in here. We're going to put the teeny one in here. But I kind of want to put it more toward... Okay, I'm not exactly sure. I'm hoping I got everything in the video, because I don't know, this new camera is, I'm not too happy with it actually. I like the way it takes videos, but it doesn't last. I have to get, I think it's the memory card. I may have to get a bigger one. I don't know. But anyways, we took all of the little stickers off our million pop dots. And then now we're just going to, and make sure you have your little, make sure you have your sequins in there the way you want them. And then you're just going to go ahead and just line that up the best you could. Okay, dokie. I actually made a change, okay? All I have to say is thank God for this eraser. Because what I did was I took off, because I wasn't even thinking, to be honest with you, about how like the thickness between here. And that was the first time I actually used those pop dots. As you can see, it would have been okay to use them, but I should have cut them all in half, and I didn't. So I just end up going with this, and I just made sure, which was a lot faster. So anyways, after you put your sequins down, so that was the first change I made, and the second change I did was I don't know, for some reason I didn't like the way the glittery looked, so I changed it to a solid black, okay? So I am just going to carefully place this on here. Just like so. Okay, and then we have a little shaker right there. But to be honest with you, I like doing the sequins, of course, but I really like these beads that I did with this one, because definitely they were more thinner, which so are those, but I don't know, I just like this was my first time using these in a shaker card, and I have a feeling I might be looking for more colors in that. Okay, so now that we got this together, I am going to, let's go ahead and adhere this to the base of our card, okay? So let's do that before we do anything else. Okay, so let me, you know what, I am just going to just use, no, you know what, actually, I changed my mind again. I'm going to use this tape right here. This, when you put this down, remember I said this goes nowhere. So this will hold our card down pretty securely, being that it's a little bit on the thicker side. So I think we're good with this. I just want to make sure none of my sides come up here. Put that. So I'm just going to continue putting it. I know it's probably a lot of tape to some of you, but you know me, I can't help it. This is going to go to someone that's got to make sure it doesn't fall apart. Okay, let's put that there. Okay, so and this is just that double-sided tape that you've seen me using. It's called Express It, and this is the 1/2 inch one. So I'm just going to take all of these off really quick. Okay, and then now that I took it off of it, I'm just going to go ahead and I think I'm going to, no, I better not. I don't want to mess this. I'm trying not to mess this up because once you put it on that tape, it's stuck like forever. So I'm going to put this like so. So that should do like that. And then this, I am just going to, yeah, definitely that's what it was missing. I'm just going to put this across here like so. And we'll just use the same adhesive because it seems to be working. But I'm going to try, I don't want to get any on the clear acetate part. So I'm going to try and just put adhesive at the ends where it's going to hit the cardstock. And we'll see how that holds up. Okay. Actually, I better use my tweezers. Here they go. Actually, I thought it was going to hit the cardstock, but maybe not. Uh-oh. This is a mess, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to have to put some in the middle. Alrighty. I was going to try and put it right where I left some of that glue. Okay, there we go. Okie dokie. So hopefully, sorry about the long video. Hopefully this helped some of you out there who had questions about this little card and how I put it together. So that's it for me, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. And don't forget to visit my blog at www.creativetimeforme.com to see what the rest of my awesome design team has for you today. Okay, everybody, have a good night, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.